Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. In this video, I'm going to show you the difference in setup for FieldFox with the DF antenna 85573A. So in the previous video, we showed the connections for a B model, which is what you're seeing here right now. So we have all the cables connected correctly and everything is done and properly set up. And we have a bunch of cable here which is not being used. And if you're interested, you can watch back the previous video for more detail. And this is the D model that I have, and as you might have seen in the previous video, there are some differences in the connector available on the D model as opposed to the previous model, the A, B and C model. So one of the biggest difference is this. So if you can see this RF in is only for RF in. Whereas for the A, B and C model, over here is a reference in and trigger in. So it has two functions per port. And then also if you look at here, so if you look at here on the side of the D model, we have trigger out and reference out. Whereas for the ABC model, we have the reference slash trigger out. So these are the two parts that is different between ABC model and the D model. So I'm going to transfer the connections from the B model to the D model. So first of all, it's the power. So it's over here. So I just unplug this, the DC power, and I just put it over here. So before that, always make sure that your source power is off. And let's put it in. This is a SMB connector, so it's easy to plug in and out. So the second things I want to do is, let's do the USB. Plug into the USB port on the D model, which is here. And then the third one is the GPS. So this is a GPS cable. Just plug into the GPS port here. And the RF port. So we transferred the obvious one. Then the last one is this reference in. Just unplug it from here to, which is this one. So the last one is the tricky one. So we are not sure which one is using it, whether it's the reference or the trigger. And what I did was, let's look at this. This says it's trigger out from the antenna. So assuming that it needs to go to trigger in of the FieldFox, which is here. But this is the SMB connector. And this is a SMA 3.5 connector. So I have this extra cables, which is from SMB to SMA 3.5. So you just need to connect these two together. So for the SMB, we connect to the SMB part here, and the other end you connect to the SMB 3.5. So practically this is how it looks like for D model. Power supply, GPS, RF, this trigger out, this trigger in from here. Reference in from here. So how do we know that it's working? Let's turn on the power, which is on the system config, voltage source 12 volts. Let's turn it on, turn on the status line, and you see that it's drawing about 100 milliamps, which is what we expected. Then GPS is set up, which is good. So we go back to system config, GPS, internal GPS, and then we turn on the monitor up there. So the next thing we want to try is to make sure that it works. So let's go to mode, directional finding. So this is what we did just now. So let's go with the antenna connect. So everything is done properly, correctly. So this is how it looks like for the setup for D model. If you want to work with this DF antenna 85573A. So one more thing before we end, you have to remember to put the SD card with the antenna corrections into the FieldFox before you are able to connect the antenna to the directional finding options. So it's very easy, just unplug the SD card from the other FieldFox and then plug it in this way. So normally we would think that this should face us, but this is how they design it. So it has to face the other way, and then just plug it in, and the same setup in the previous video. So I hope this helped. Thanks for watching.